Well, it's just we're live. So check me phone. Just checking my phone, see if I can see the stream. I wonder if there's a slicker way to do this. It's not opening. It did this last time. I did click public, didn't I? Was it doing that? Is it better if I go through the YouTube studio? Let's have a little look. It's not showing at all in the studio, so let's clear all. Go back to YouTube, go back to my page, view the channel, click channel. Yay! Right, let's turn that down. I must remember to turn off my message sound because it sounds like I fart about every 30 seconds. Otherwise, just got a bit of housework to do. Move the dog bed so I can get my legs under the table. This is what we're working on today. I've redesigned the skid that I had put a battery mount on, but I'm not loving it. So we are going to go battery on servo on axle, and I am going to make it as good as I can while trying to keep it as uncomplicated as I can. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn the phone up for a sec. Wow, lag is low and audio is good. So right, Mandalorian, you hold that. You guys can't see that, but Mando is just out of shot. Right, what is going to be the easiest way to do this? Because we're going to be all about efficiency. Am I going to change the skid? Or am I just going to try and manage to squeeze a battery on the back of that without taking the skid off? Because the skid itself actually works really, really well. Yeah, no, is that going to... Yeah, that's going to impact that. Okay, we are going to change the skid. So we all know what that means. That means we've got to take off the shocks. So remember this, guys, I'm in the front position on the front and the middle on the back. I think I need to take a grinder to the tip. It's starting to get a little bit tired. Let's just switch her around. I also need to do a drive shaft while I'm in there, because for some reason something I've changed, and it may be that I've just put the outer drive shaft on the front from the back or something like that. Something's changed, and as a result my front drive shaft comes out at full extension, which isn't good. So it may be that we can just take a piece of carbon and slide it underneath that. There'll be enough room, maybe, fingers crossed, and that's all we need to do. Or it may be the case that we need to design something in CAD, in which case this will just be the dismantling part of the video. I'm actually working on the full reveal video for Hulk. Like, we've already done the reveal video, kinda, but there's a full video of him out in the wild to come. But after driving him on the impossible tree outside my partner's place and finding out that it wouldn't climb the tree, we came back indoors and we dismantled the Hulk because we were a little bit upset. I really thought this would just walk up the impossible climb, the impossible tree. The wheelbase on this thing is it's huge. It has massive wheelbase. But we've got a weird weight transfer thing going on. So that needs fixing. I redesigned the skid, which is the skid that's in the chassis right now, and it did make it up the impossible climb, but it still wasn't as easy as I'd imagined. When I was building this, I kind of imagined how it would perform, and I think it's fair to say that it was slightly underwhelming. I imagined that things would go better than they did. So, how tightly have I? Right, okay, we need to get in there with a pair of snips. I'm going to have to dismantle the cage again to get in and do everything that needs doing by the look of it. Where am I? I've got a pair of yipping servos coming for this as well, so I am going to need to get in again and do all this. Right, there we go. So let's have a look on camera. Maybe give you a little bit more elevation. And let's tilt down a little bit. Try not to get the man boobs in the shot. Yeah, that's that's a little bit better. And now we've got to tap to focus just to make sure the camera's looking in the right place. Right, hopefully that's a little bit better for the stream. Seems okay to me. Let me know, guys, if you need a little bit of tweaking done. Just going to refresh the chat because sometimes it doesn't work. Right. Do you know what? I fell in love with cage builds after buying the UTB-18 and replace it. But it wasn't the UTB-18 as such, as much as it was the UTB-18 after I'd got rid of all the RTR stuff. Once that was fully not RTR, then I fell in love with cage builds. I love the way it looks. I like the way it drives and everything. So that's how we ended up doing this. And of course, Capra released their new, sorry, I'm just looking for something to put the truck on. Their new, that'll do. Oh, not me Native American float. Stay there, yeah. Yeah, they released their new Capra, and I was like, oh, I think I could build one of those better than the one that they've done for less money. So that was it. Once the idea was in my head, this is where we went. So while we're in here, what are we going to do? Should we detach the skid first, or deal with the unfavorably sized front prop shaft? I think that's what we'll call it. So let's get this apart. The Enduro cage, I've never built with an axial Capra cage, but the Enduro cage is easy to build in. The quality of the components seem good enough. And unless you're going to be throwing it down massive, steep inclines. I think you're going to be fine. All right, I'm just popping open one of these, and we'll try and resize the front shaft correctly. Right, let's make sure we're phased properly, otherwise someone will at me. Right. I'm not going to be able to twist that, so we're just going to phase it. So this, the battery configuration that's on the skid is all right. It's all right. It's not going to match. Really? Because it's a different, yeah, it's got a different spline on it. Okay, so we may have to use the whole shaft, but that's not a problem, unless it's a problem. Okay, I've decided, I've made an executive decision. We are going to deal with that once we've got the new skid attached. I'll definitely put the right amount of Loctite on my screw pin for the axle there. That was just the right amount of stick. Right, just popping these back in so that I've got a drive shaft in there that is usable with the correct components, and we hopefully will be able to use the one that I've just pulled off. Let's pop that in a bag, keep the stuff together. Say hello in chat if you're out there. Welcome to the stream if you're new. So this is what we're working on. This is one of the later iterations. This is the skid for the Capra cage, and what it allows you to do is to get, it's a completely flat skid, so you've got rid of all of the belly that comes in the Capra skid. If you can probably work it out for yourself, but it's got a battery mounting position built into it. Now, we have just managed to get a performance, like a measurable performance gain by doing that, but I can't help the feeling that it would just be significantly better if we can go battery on servo on axle, but BBSOA, is that what we call it? So I've turned the skid into this. We've got this. This is the front. Yeah, this is the front. Sorry, brain catching up. So we've just got like a little dildo shape on the front there, and we've got a nice flat skid on the back. The way it prints these fillets, you do get a little bit of it, not so smooth, so you just sanded that. It doesn't look fantastic, but it's going on the rocks. It's going to get smashed to bits anyway. And I've taken a lot of weight out because one of the iterations, can you guys see the scales? You can. That's awfully handy, isn't it? This is 60 grams, and I don't know, I think these are, yeah, we'll throw this one on. I think this is a lot more than 60, so we'll just put that to one side, and we'll get the chassis taken apart. I kind of wished I'd put bullet connectors on the ESC. I always direct wire in the final, but I think when you're iterating like this, a completely new build, it's a good idea to put bullet connectors on, because then you can just unplug stuff and get things out of the way. So that will be a little bit annoying on there, but we will deal with that. We did plan to actually go out and do a run so we could do like an A-B comparison, but the weather in the UK has turned to dog shit. So that ceased to be an option. World's slowest power driver. I'll put those in there. Links on my left. Link screws on my left. Yeah, so a trip to the secret garden was no longer an option, and I'm hoping and praying that we're not going to have a really, really wet September, October, because if we do, my first ever holiday abroad won't be as good as I'm hoping because of the weather, and it means that there will be potentially a significant delay in the last part of the video series, which is including the change that we're making today. So I already know from a quick trip up the impossible tree outside my partner's place, I already know from that this is much, much better, but it's still, I can tell we're like on a knife's edge of where I want to be, and ideally I want to be comfortably the other side of the knife blade, if that makes sense. Like, I want to be here, and we're like, this is okay, this is acceptable, so we're just here, but like, I want to be there. I know that there's a lot more performance to be had from this setup, and I am attempting today to reach for that. Like I say, we have got a pair of 70 kilo servos. I mean, they say they're 70 kilos. I can't imagine for 1 minute they are 70 kilos, the Yippins. But there is one. Oh, actually, there's two. There's a Yippin AK-70. I'm not sponsored. That Yippin, send me some bloody servos. Yeah, this is an AK-70, and that's an AK-70 there as well. This is the slightly... No, these are both the old versions. And they've been really good. They very, very rarely get overwhelmed, and they've never got hot. And they've been in some horrible, horrible situations, and they've absolutely just monstered through it. So good job, Yippin. It seems that you've built a servo that does the things. They run at 8.4 volts in both of those rigs. No, Spidey that he runs at 7.4 volts, because that's the max, isn't it, on the Fusion 2300, if I'm correct. And on Venom, it runs at 8.4 because we've got a secure 3625 and their 70 amp ESC in that guy there. So yeah, great stuff. Right, now we're at the point, this sort of part of the build I tend to find really difficult once things aren't attached enough. You've only got a couple of bits attached. It makes it very difficult to move the truck around. And in case you hadn't noticed, I haven't got a 1.5 power bit. So we have to go manual, which takes forever and isn't fantastic fun for my arthritic joints either. I do have a bit of arthritis going on. Right, let's get the front out of here for a minute. Although that's what this video, this stream is all about. we are. Oh, I mean, we're replacing the skid because we kind of have to. But the point I was trying to make is that this stream is mainly about creating the battery on servo on axle, because I really want to pop that weight on the front. It's only we shall see, shall we? So I know there's a load of weight on there at the minute, but it'll zero. Yeah, 93 grams. So it's nearly 100 grams, isn't it? It'll be nice to have that 100 grams unsprung and as far over the front wheels as physically possible. Right, there we go. In case anybody was wondering, that is how you take one of these beasties apart. Where am I going to put that where it's not going to be a pain? There, will do. Right, so now we can have a better look at the skid. I mean, this works really well, and if anybody wants the files, let me know. Just send me an email and I will send you the file for this. This is the MEUS LCG gearbox, a gearbox I've kind of fallen in love with a little bit, not going to lie, and I feel like this is more than likely going to end up on a lot of vehicles. I'm begging and pleading for MEUS to give us a carbon fibre version that's open, because I think this gearbox at the moment is about 90 grams. We'll chuck it on the scale in a sec. Right. We don't actually, no, we're not going to, because that would mean taking that off, and we don't need to do that. So let's put that package to one side for the moment. And I said we was going to weigh the scale, didn't I? So these screws should be the same length on the new skid. So let's reuse those. And let's get that off there. It's zeroed. 92 grams. And what did we say this one was? 57. So we've lost 35 grams if my maths are correct. 91 it's showing now. So around 30 grams, I suppose you could lose a couple of grams for that. But that's a not insignificant amount of gram change between the two iterations. And obviously putting it battery on servo and axle is also, well, it's going to be battery behind servo on axle. Although the servo is on axle, not behind. So confusing, all this terminology. Right, we'll put that in there. Now, obviously, with no power driver, this is going to take me a minute. So, how are you doing today? Are you having a good day? Me, the RC mummy, and the RC baby have all got a rotten cold at the minute. So that's great. And the weather in the UK has turned into less than favourable conditions for rock crawling. SST had a load of bloody rain as well, which really affected the comps and stuff at the Southern Scale Trail here in the UK. So that must have been extremely frustrating for those that went. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to go at the moment. Time and money are very tight at the minute, so it wasn't something that I was able to do. But I did get to go to the Southern England model show and spend some time with the guys from Kent Radio Control Rock Crawlers. So that was nice. Filibustering while I undo the thing. Looking at it, we do need an optimized camera angle, don't we? Because this isn't ideal. It does show most of the bench though, and you can see Venom up in the background. I do feel like that rig probably needs to have a little bit more show and tell. Yeah, so I was really happy with this. I just want all of that weight on the axle. I think I don't want, so this was additional weight on in the build as well, and we didn't do any of the hex lightning and stuff. So yeah, I'm pleased with this one, but I just felt like it was better. And on the one I've just modelled, I've added some beef around the holes on here as well, and we've made these corners. There's a bit there. I've put fillets in it. It's just a nicer looking piece in my estimation. Although I forgot to enable support, so the underside of this is a little bit untidy. But I think we're just going to use some washers in there just to make sure we don't get any issues with the unevenness of it. While I think of it, let me grab some washers out right now. And there they are. 1, 2. Brilliant. My third dive in, I get 4 washers. Why couldn't it done that the first time round? Get back in there, right. We are going to need that, so make sure that stays relatively local. Okay, right, so let's think about this. Do I want to do any more? No, I don't. We're running on a tight schedule today because the RC baby, or the RC toddler, Neo. Oh, guys, can I get to it? Where is it? Oh no, it's buried up there. FMS are doing a gifting thing where they want to talk about the joys of gifting an RC car to small humans. They've only gone and sent him an FMS K10 Blazer, 1/18 scale, but he's got an RC truck for nothing. Lucky little chap. So you'll be seeing a video going up on the channel shortly of me gifting that to my small human. But I'm really grateful for them doing it. I didn't pay for it. FMS have covered the cost of it. I mean, I guess I will be paying for it with the video I make, but yeah, it was really nice gesture. I think it was lovely of FMS to do that. They really didn't have to do that. I wonder if we could zoom in a little bit. Can we zoom in webcam mode? Oh no, what happened? We don't want auto track. Oh, stop it. Do you know, I can't get that bloody function to work. And then in here, no, that's not it. Oh. Right, we'll try that. It was a bit wide, wasn't it? And you can still see the corner of the scales if we need to do anything. Right, servo screws in there. I am hoping and praying that we can use a bit of double-sided sticky tape and a sliver of carbon fibre that I might have in a bucket, a bits here somewhere. I'd never ever throw anything like carbon fibre away, even if I think, I haven't got that model anymore. Osborne, hello mate. What's good? Beers and blowjobs. Cheesecake. Sorry, I think I'm autistic, so I tend to answer literally. I'm very literal. My missus hates it. She really does. She loves me, definitely loves me, but she hates how literal I am. Right. Right. Is there going to be room, and is there going to be enough support? Have we got enough wigglage? Do you know what? I think if I've got some 1 mil carbon fibre, I think that's going to work. Right. What is in the bin? Sorry, guys. I know you can hear me digging about over here, but you won't be able to see me for a sec. Which bins are likely to have thin bits of carbon fibre in? Oh, that's too thick. Oh, that's a shame. There is literally a battery plate there, but that's like 5 mil. We don't want anything as substantial as that. Right, parts, more parts, more parts. Oh, the bag's open. Oh, I see carbon fibre. There's carbon fibre in that one. Getting excited. Right, right, there's nothing, none of that is, oh, what we got here. What are you up to today, Osborne? What are you doing? That's a bit on the thick side. I'd like to use that. I reckon that might just have enough sticking out, but I don't think it's thin enough. I did have a really thin piece and I used it. Right, I think we're going to have to make something out of this piece. Peace. Can't say peace now without thinking of 24 yet. Oh, what is that I've dropped? Oh, old man noises. Oh, right, let's put the miscellaneous parts that just fell off. Where did they come from? Oh, just waking up and having a cup of coffee. The morning Joe, isn't it? Is that what you Americans call it? I can't do anything without my coffee in the morning. Let me tell you, I am definitely a coffee guy. That is faux show. Right, so what we need to know first of all is, am I going to be able to mount the servo with that in there? So let's just try it. Oh, I'm going to say no. Crap. Oh, it's so close. So if this piece is too thick, that definitely means that the other piece is too thick. But there's more than one way to skin a carrot. So anybody got any ideas? Just shoot them in the chat. I think I've got some more carbon fibre. Oh man, like if this was posts, if these were screw-in posts on the MEUS ISO, like if these posts screwed into that, they don't. It's all one piece. But then we'd be cooking on gas because we could just do something like, oh, I wonder if it'll fit in there. So it doesn't use those two holes there anymore. How would that work? Sorry guys, just my brain doing what it does. I'm just trying to process the capability or the possibilities. And I'm also wondering, I think that would work. And if I could get it, if there was enough engagement there, that would also work. What I don't want it doing is popping out on me when I'm crawling. It's such a shame it's too thick for that. I wonder if dropping another servo in here, I'm just wondering, is that going to make it doable? All right, let's see. I'll see Mummy. Just she's turned the music on in the other room, and she's shaking her thing while she's doing a bit of washing. Good woman. She's a good woman. That I'll see Mummy. Nobody is. I'll tell you what, babe. If you was perfect, I'd feel awkward all the time.
Love you.
Love you too. In fact, I love you more. I'll never let her have that one. I'll never let her have the I love you more. That's me. Right. Have we? But it's annoying because I know there is definitely a piece in Spidey right there. But I don't want to remove a piece from Spidey. See, I'm just thinking if I was to cut that off flush there, that would be a strap retainer. If this is going to be possible, I think, looking at that, can you guys see that? Looking at that, it does look like it's going to clear that, even if these are touching. And if I look at the skid, there's 22 mil. Ask me how I know. There's 22 mil between. So are we going to do that? Are we going to cut the end off of this and then drill 2 holes an approximate distance apart? I think that's what we're going to do. I think that is what we're going to do. How far between them two is it? Looks like 9 mil. No, 10 mil. 10 mil would make sense, wouldn't it? 10 mil spacing. Yeah, they just drew a 10 mil part. Right, and then how? There's not a lot of room though. There's not a lot of meat at the top of it. Barely any. How far is it? I don't even know how I can get in here to measure this. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get in there. It looks like there's about 2 mil. But this is like 5 mil carbon. I don't like being that close to the edge. It's going to have a fair amount of weight on it. And it's going to take a fair bit of abuse, isn't it? Let's get that out of the way. Is that going to be enough? Just trying to think if there's another way to do it without mounting it there. Like that's definitely on the cards. That is definitely on the cards. But is there a better way? I don't think there is. I wish I could 3D print something. I mean, I could 3D print this whole servo mount out of PETG and then just have something built into it that comes off like this. But if I could get it there, that would be kind of cool. 10 mil spacing, I said. And they're M3s. I've been getting the Bulldog chassis built. Still got some to do, but they're coming along. Nice one. You're going to be posting up on it when it's all done, Osborne, because I shall come and take a look if you are. Oh, if that was 10 mil spacing, maybe I could. That is 10 mil spacing, and it looks like. So maybe I could make these two pieces together. Forgive me for being super sloppy. Oh my goodness, that is how strong carbon fibre is. It's incredible. It's broke my Nipex pliers. These are like upper echelons of cutters, side cutters. I shouldn't have been using it for that. That's my own stupid fault. I think I'm going to message Nipex and say, look, this happened during a live stream. Please send me some more. Mind you, that when they see what I was doing with it, that's like 5 or 6 mil, isn't it? No, it's not. It's only 3.24, which sounds American. Yes, we'll be doing a 7-part build series on it. Oh, brilliant. Wasn't it you that was working on a garage as well? It was, wasn't it? You was working on your garage, I think, last time we spoke. Right, I'm going to snip this off the correct way, so I will be just behind the camera, and I do apologise for the audio while I do this, because it won't be fun. Now I just need to remember what I've done with my hacksaw. Where did I put that? I started parting off with the lathe, and then I was like, well, I don't use the hacksaw very much now, so let's put it to one side. And now I need it. I'm sure it's up on my shelving, on my rack in here. So, wish me luck. I'm sure it's here somewhere. There it is. There it is, behind the inserts. Oh. I've been working on 3D printed, so yeah, that was it. How's that going, Osborne? Is it there now? I'm actually a little gutted that my Nipex have just. That must have had a flaw in it. I mean, I know I was using it for something that it maybe wasn't intended, but it should have survived that, right? Right. Just for a test. Will that Scrooby-Doo into there? Right. Looks like we will need to trim up a fair bit. How strong is this going to be as well? Almost have to wait for the wooden wine crates. Is that threading? Yeah. Okay. So it's too thick on the back wall. It's not going in square. So I'm 3 short to complete. Ah, man, that's frustrating, isn't it? Right. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, I've just broken my Nipex pliers trying to snip through a piece of 3mm carbon. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Right, that's not going to work. I think I might end up having to build something in 3D for this. I'm just looking at it, guys. I'm just thinking we don't have anything thick enough. It's such a shame that's too thick. How many mil is this? Yeah, this is 1.5. If that was 1 mil, if this was 1 mil, it would work. And I'm really, really tempted to just take it down to 1 mil and then cut it to shape, because that would just be the easiest. And I'm lazy and honest about being lazy, but I am lazy, and that would just be the most simple solution, and that would work a treat, wouldn't it? And get that in there, cut this down to the size of the battery, because we've got a ton of room now with the redesigned skid. So they go there. So as you can see, and these go out to the outers. So we've got all of that room now for a battery plate. So we could have a colossal battery weight. I'm just trying to think, where's that going to sit? Roughly there. Not with that amount of caster. I mean, like, as ridiculous as it is, you could almost run that entire piece of carbon in it. You wouldn't. I'm not suggesting you would. Oh dear, why isn't this 1 mil? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a quick dig in my bin, because I do have a sneaky suspicion in a bag in the building, or potentially at my flat, is a piece of either 1 mil. Oh, there it is. You watch that not be 1 mil. Right, there's no more in there. So if this is the 1 mil, it's going to be the same bloody thickness, isn't it? It's going to be, I don't know, it feels slightly different. It's 1.23. This is 1.5. I'm sure this was ordered for the site. This was back when I was designing drones, guys. And as you can see, it was a little bit under strength for the application it was intended. How am I gonna try that? What have I done with the servo? Can anyone see the servo? Is here somewhere? Where in goodness gracious me? Where the bloody Nora? There, it's there. It's right there. It's still attached to the bloody car, you idiot. Right. So what we need to know is, can we pinch it down enough? Oh, it's so close. It really is so close. But no cigar. We need if that's the route where we're going to go, I don't want to have to design something in bloody CAD. Is that where we are? And if that is where we are, am I going to design this with it attached to it, or what? I mean, yo, Sam, thank you for popping in and yoing. I'm just wondering if there's another way. It's because there's always more than one way to skin a cat, isn't there? Can we go on Servo? Trying to think what's up here. Yeah, there's not enough room to do that there. So that isn't the answer. I really am trying to go the laziest route. Sam, I've just broke me bloody Nipex side cutters. I thought I'll just nip this piece off, 3.5mm carbon, and computer says no. Look, it's buggered me Nipex. I might talk to Nipex because they're a decent brand. I shouldn't think they'll be wanting their pliers to explode on the internet, even if they weren't being used correctly. That was on me. I have a feeling. I mean, it could be snide, couldn't it? It could be a copy. I did buy it off of Amazon. You never know what you're getting, do you? Right. So, do I rebuild it for now? Oh, it's just spun me right out. I'm not in any rush to get out because of the weather. The weather has absolutely turned to crap. So I'm not going to be out for a little bit. Oh, there's got to be an easier way. I've got it. I think I've got it. By Jove, I think I've got it. Right. So, of course, this will have Loctite in it. Drill some holes. Sprocky. Hello, Sprocky. Drill some holes in plate and bolt it underneath the servo. Yeah, look, do you know what? I'm not letting you have that one, Sprocky, because I just realised that as you said it. So we'll have to share it, all right? We'll share the win. I think you're right, though. I think you're right. Was you here long enough, Sprocky, to realise that I did a stupid thing? I was trying to use my Nipex side cutters, which are beautiful. They just go through stuff like butter. But I was trying to cut 3.5mm carbon. I thought, if I just nick that edge, it'll go through it and pop. It snapped it. But I'll talk to the Nipex rep. I'm sure there's a recess where it screws in. It's recessed, Sprocky. Shizer. How am I going to do that then? Missed it. I would have said don't do it. Got to learn the hard way, haven't you? I've learned almost everything in my life the hard way. And I do feel like those lessons are well learned. So I don't know whether you can see it properly. Let me see if I can get it up to the camera for you. Right, yeah. So where that interfaces with the axle, there's a lip, like a 1mm lip there that it sits down into, which I guess is to stop it torque twisting. It gives it something to locate into. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not going to be possible. What is possible? I think we are definitely going to be faced with having to fit that back in there. Let's have a little think. I wonder. So what I'm thinking is that it's going to be a pain. Like if I had a mill, it would be worth doing or doable. I was thinking if I had a mill, let me hold that up for the camera. If I had a mill, I could just take a mill in the centre. Where's that thinner bit? And mount that in there between. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I could mill that out there and then drill through it and screw it, like tap it and drill it. And then that would be in there. And then that bit would just sort of be hanging out the back. And a servo wrap would work on that. But that is a lot of work with hand tools. And I'm not sure, especially when I've got a 3D printer in the other room, I might just have to make this bit, which is also going to be a pain in the arse. If these were posts, if these were screwing posts, it'd be so much easier, wouldn't it? Because then I could just shim the posts, shim these bits up. Oh dear. Now I can see why nobody's made one for this. It's not super straightforward. So they've even got like a scalloped bit on the back of the servo, on the back of this piece. Can you see that? It's got like a chamfer there. So even that would be a bit tricky. So what I'm thinking is that I build in CAD, I build something that fits, that like mirrors this, but bolts on the back, that has got the tray built to it. That's what I'm going to have to do, isn't it? Oh, bloody Nora. Right. I think that's going to be my best bet. And then screw right through with a much longer screw, and then put nuts and washers on to hold the 3D printed part. I don't think we're going to get into trouble with any of this, because that goes out quite a way on the skid. Yeah, it's a seat-in recess. Yeah, that's it. That's the words. Yeah, so that's quite a way out. That's not going to be affecting it. I think that's where we're at then. So I need to draw this in CAD with similar thickness, and then at the height of the servo, so I can put that back together. Let's do that before we go any further. What a bloody interesting problem. I had a feeling we would need to CAD it. I got lucky on Spidey because I had a piece of 1mm carbon that just absolutely fitted under there beautifully. So we didn't have any other issues with regards to doing the battery on servo and axle on him. But yeah, this isn't the same. What are you up to today, Sprocky? How have you been since we last spoke? I was supposed to be actually going out and filming with this today. I don't know whether you saw all my other iterations. You wouldn't have been in the stream. So this was the skid. that we was running, beautiful 3D printed part in, it's not in carbon fibre, it's just in PLA plus. It's a little bit on the heavy side, and although we saw significant improvement in handling by putting the battery on the skid, it wasn't enough of an improvement. I had been hoping for much more gains with that mod. So back to the drawing board it was, and that's why we are where we are now. As I'm screwing this in, I didn't think that, oh, Sprocky said something. I'm just going to get this in. 3D printer reset, something or other. I'll have to have a look at that in a minute. But did you hear my solution, Sprocky? Just out of interest, I'm wondering if you've heard my solution and thought, oh no, that's a crap idea, which is why you've responded. 3D print and the recess into print to bolt servo on top. Oh, 3D print the recess and then put a recess in my part so that it, yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? 100%. I've just noticed there's a feather on my black bricks and I can't have that. Right. Man boobs in the shot. It should have been a man boob warning. It's hot as balls in here, even though it's the weather's crap. It is still really humid in here, so I do apologise for the accidental man boobs in the shot. Fully unintentional, I assure you. Right, so no, look where the servo wire is. Fuck it, ain't gonna work, is it? Unless I can. No, it will work. It will work because I'll just use the bottom location this side. Or I've got another idea. We could go those two holes and those two holes, right? Oh, that's gonna take some measuring. No, that's too complicated. Like if I had the whole thing in CAD, it wouldn't be as hard because I could match the parts. Right. Sorry, I'm with you guys. I'm just trying to think. So there's holes through the what's this called? I can't think what they bloody call that. It's like a stress riser, isn't it? Thank you, darling. You should plonk it on the old bed for me. Oh, look, the RC mummy's bought me clean clothes in. Thank you. So there's 3 holes right there. Oh, is that what we've been looking for? And I still haven't found, but I have, I think. Right. So if I put long enough screws in that, and it just so happens I have some really long screws in here. Yeah. M3 by, what are these? 25s or 30s? Oh no, longer than that. 38s. M3 by 38. So now what I'm thinking is, place fit is what I'm thinking. Oh, it would be 2.5, wouldn't it? Why have they made these holes 2.5, guys? Just to be awkward? I'm sure they've got a reason for it. Oh, that is bloody annoying. I haven't got any long 2.5s, and I'm not sure I would want to be using those either. Right, I'm just putting that back because that's not going to work. Where's my 2.5? Yeah, I've got some 2.5s, but they're like 20 mil. That ain't going to be enough, I don't think. So what I was thinking was I could put 3 30 mil. What were they? 30? They were well over 30 mil, weren't they? But yeah, that ain't enough engagement. So I suppose another I'll do it. yeah, exactly that reason, Sprocky. Exactly that. That would have worked, wouldn't it? If we could, I might drill that fucker. I might just go, no MEUS. No. I might just run a bloody 3 mil bit through there. Because if we could put M3, yeah, 38 mil, thank you. If we could put an M3 by 38 through there, let's grab I shouldn't have put it away. Shouldn't have put it away. I should have left it out. I've marked all those. I've got markings on all of these except for a couple, and the 38s are one of those that aren't marked. So what I'm thinking is, you know what I'm thinking, right? I can come out that far, so I could have a 3D printed and threaded. Maybe, I don't even think I'd need to come out all 3 of them, just 2 of them. Those 2, maybe. And then just have it be part of that. They're just aesthetic. Yeah. Yeah, they weren't intended for function, were they? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill them out to 3 mil. I'm going to put 3 of these through. I'm going to measure the distances correctly. And then I'm just going to extrude a plank with a battery strap relief in it. That'll work, won't it? So I guess I'll have to work out how to do screen recording, just in case anybody wants to join me in Fusion. Then you can watch me really struggling in Fusion. Maybe I'll learn something while I'm there. I think that'll work. That's a ton of engagement on the plank. That'll work, Sprocky. What do you think? I know you've just said yep. Or you put yup, but it means yep, doesn't it? Are my boobs still in a shot? Man, listen, that's for OnlyFans. I don't do that stuff on YouTube. That's the wrong way. That's membership only, that stuff. Right. I think that's going to work. That's not going to be something people are going to want to do, though, is it? Let's be honest. I think what I'll do after, when I've got a bit more time, I will just recreate this whole piece with the battery strap, battery tray built into it. And then we'll just remove this one. That's going to work. That is going to work. Right. Do you want to see me drill it? Shall I just drill it handheld on camera? My inserts are beautiful, by the way. If anybody was interested, I was fannying about with different designs. I tried to do a one piece, and to be honest, these ledges grip really well, but where there's like too many trusses built in, it's not great. And then I switched over to this design, bearing in mind I'm really new to 3D printing. and I just did too much infill. It's really nice. Like, I designed it in CAD. It's not somebody else's. And we've got a lovely filleted inner, so it locks into the outer, and we've got nice rounded edges and everything. But bit of stringing, because I had the temps a little bit too high. I've tweaked that now. And it was really nice, but it's just for a much heavier rig. Now, the Hulk is heavy, but not that heavy. Right, so am I going to have to dismantle this to do it? I don't think so. I'm just going to get the RC Mummy to hold a Hoover nozzle right there while I do it, and then I'll just hand drill those. They haven't got to be perfect. They're just pass-throughs for this 38mm. And typically, there's like a recess bit here, so they're not going to... It's going to look a bit ugly the way it sits. But I'm okay with that, because the Hulk is not about beauty and aesthetics in any way, shape or form. And I'm sure MEUS won't like the fact that I've butchered a set of their axles either, but you got to do what you got to do, haven't you? I think that's going to work, though. I do think that's going to work, because we're going to have quite a bit sticking out. That looks like a good 20, 25, 27 mil, something like that, sticking out. And then that will just go into an extruded flat plate, and there'll be 3 of them. I think that's going to work. Right, well, this stream ended up being over a little bit quicker than I expected it to. So if you've only joined us recently, I am sorry about that. And there's really no point in me putting it back together with the new skid and everything until I've got this battery on servo, behind the servo on axle. Is that what we're going to call it? Yeah, there's no point me doing that until this is done. So I may be on Fusion 360 in a minute, live, if I can work that out. If not, thank you very much for popping in. I really appreciate it. I hate being in here on my own working when I'm doing this. So to have you guys there as company, I do appreciate you. I'm going to go click the stop button now. If you're so inclined, there may be a stream in a little while with Fusion 360, and if it is possible to get that up, I will. If it has to be done. Right, cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Hopefully, I will see you in the next one. If not, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.